I'm Tom Juergens with Raeco Builders.
Mark Harvey with Trussbilt. I'm the Chief Operating Officer.
We're here today to talk about the new addition and expansion we put on for Trussbilt this past year, and like to have Mark talk about the needs that he needed to address with this expansion, and we talk about how we came to where we're at today.
So Trussbilt was started in 1926 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. In 1989, the company moved its operations down here to Huron, South Dakota. In about 2019, we decided to start manufacturing modular systems. The modular systems are basically a fully enclosed cell that we use all of our own products to manufacture, and then we assemble those products in-house and make an actual modular system to send out to the job site. But in doing so, we realized that we had a lot of space constraints. We already had a 100,000 square foot building, but most of that 100,000 square feet was taken up with actual machines, personnel, raw steel storage, all of that. So reached out to Tom, I believe it was in September 2019, went over some ideas on how to expand the plant to make these modular systems. Right away, Raeco came back with an idea of taking the plant that we already had, extending it out about 215 feet, which would have gave us around 50,000 square feet, something like that. Mm-hmm. So we looked at that, got pricing on it, went over what our goals were, and came to the realization that 50,000 square feet really wasn't going to be enough. We needed to get closer to 100,000 square feet addition. So we went back to Tom. Tom went to work and came up with a design which you can kind of see here. It added a little bit to the back of the building for snow load and structural, and then they came up with the idea of turning basically another building and running it the width of our lot so that we could reach the 100,000 square feet goal.
And basically maximizing the rest of your land too.
Yep.
Because if we would have gone out the other way, we would have had a portion of your site that would have basically been undevelopable.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then we would have had a big empty lot over here with no purpose and just a bunch of trees. So it worked out really well. Very happy with what Tom and his team came up with as a solution to meeting not only our goals but maximizing the footprint on our property. We have about 12 acres that we're sitting on right now, and it really utilized all of those extra acres that we had and got everything under one roof.
Some of the unique things about this project is the main plant was built, what did we find on the plans marked, like 77?
About 75 to 77, somewhere in there.
And there was like 2 or 3 different additions to that, if
Yep.
I remember correctly. And so this project, it was fun in the aspect of not only did we build this warehouse in this facility, we also added on to the east side of the original plant. And then not only that, but one of the other challenges we ran into was to get the building permit from the city of Huron, we needed to make some alterations to the existing facility that none of us had really put in the plans.
Yep.
Updating for fire sprinkler, things along those lines. And with the size of this, as Mark talked about, they already had 100,000 square feet. Now we're at almost 200,000 square feet under one roof.
Actually, it's a little over 200,000 now. So
yeah, we had to come up with different fire separations and different things, to make sure that we are in compliance with all the codes and life safety and so forth. So. Well, we're sitting up here in the conference room of the office expansion that we did for Trussbilt. Mark needed to add a few more offices for their expansion, and They wanted an executive conference room to be able to show off their products and have meetings with potential clients,
Yep.
if you will. And this is a pretty cool room.
Yeah, one of the, when we first sat down with Raeco and Tom and we discussed, some of the I'll say the wants that we had, we tend to have customers come in. We usually spend a lot of time in the conference room. The current conference room we have is downstairs, no windows in it, and we really wanted to be able to, I'll say, showcase our new assembly area for the modular units. We also wanted customers to be able to see out into the raw manufacturing plant to see the products flowing down the lines, so they could really get a grasp at what all went into making these modular units. And what Tom and his team came up with was very nice. I mean, a lot of nice big windows. You can see out pretty much the entire plant, the entire assembly area. We got lots of space for customers to come in, feel comfortable, and that was one of our big goals, was to make sure that when we do have visitors, we want to make a very good impression on them and be able to show them the manufacturing facility without having to go onto the manufacturing facility.
It worked well, and that was one of the best things I think about the whole process, is just the transparency and the communication that we all had with each other. I mean, it made for a great project.
No, it was it really was fun. Stressful.
Right.
I mean, this the one of the largest things that Trussbilt had ever done prior to this was moving the entire facility to Huron. And to take on this size of an expansion as COVID was hitting, I can't tell you how many people thought we were absolutely insane for doing this. I mean, it was,
right.
But it was one of those things where honestly, I don't think we had a choice. We had to do the expansion. We have to get our new product off the ground, and it's gonna change Trussbilt forever. I mean, we're gonna have we'll have a whole new business outlet now. It's gonna be fantastic, and it couldn't have happened without a lot of teamwork from both sides, from you guys and from us.
COVID actually obviously started, the whole pandemic came to fruition while we were talking about this.
Yep.
And to me, in a lot of ways, working on this project through the pandemic, it kind of took the pandemic out of the equation for me. Does it make sense?
Yeah, and it did, because it brought a lot of normalcy back to everybody that was involved, because even though it was raging everywhere, we still had full crews, we still had everybody on the ground working, and it really made everybody I think comfortable seeing everybody else
especially
still working.
Huron. I mean, this was the largest project in Huron last year.
Yep.
Right?
Oh yeah.
In Huron at the beginning of the pandemic was the quote-unquote hotspot.
Yep.
Twice, wasn't it?
Yeah. Right away, Beetle County was spiked instantly. I think it was Beetle County and Sioux Falls were. I think we were at Beetle County was number one.
Right out the gate.
For a little while there. So a lot of people, had a lot of fear, but seeing everybody still working away, making things happen.
Honestly, I couldn't myself ask for a better guy to work for, Mark, in a company, and the overall process for us on Raeco's behalf, and I think I speak for the subcontractors that were involved in the process too, where everybody remarked at how great of a project it was. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, you always hear the horror stories of contractors, subcontractors. You know, we really didn't see a lot for delays, and that was the amazing part.